This game is called Elementallis, and it's a top-down action-adventure game that takes heavy inspiration from classic Zelda titles, particularly the Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced entries. If you grew up with these games, or simply enjoy that style of dungeon crawling, mixed with elemental magic systems, then this one is worth looking at. You play this game as a kid who's been raised by an old master named Amalric for about the past 10 years, after your Elementalist parents, Milos and Kibila, caused this disaster. The game opens with a flashback showing them breaking into temples and stealing elements against Amalric's warnings, until something goes very wrong. And of course, now you're the one who has to fix this all, even though you were not really responsible for any of it. You begin this game in Rogantia, at Dwarf Village built around lava fortress and volcanoes. The problem is the lava has stopped flowing, because the fire element got locked away in a temple, so everyone here is freezing and the fortress are dying. You meet a dwarf blacksmith named Rock, who helps you get equipped with a basic sword and shield. The combat here is straightforward but functional. You've got the sword for close range attacks, and your shield to block projectiles. The enemies range from slimes and fire skulls, to rock monsters and these branchy tree creatures. Some enemies have tougher champion variants. These have different colors and take more hits. Once you get the fire element, you can shoot fireballs that consume mana. The mana regenerates on its own, which is very convenient. The temples follow the traditional dungeon format. You're finding small keys to unlock doors, solve puzzles with movable blocks and switches, fight through enemy rooms, and do some platforming sections. The game has journal pages left by various NPCs. Through these entries, you learn more about the history and context of the world. The game does have boss fights. The first boss fight is pretty simple. The boss drops from the ceiling. You light him on fire with your new ability, and then you can damage him with your sword. The later boss fights are more demanding though. One of the more interesting progression systems is how you unlock inventory slots. You find these sewing kits hidden around that repair holes in your backpack. There's also a Bestiary system, where a traveling cartographer gives you a book that automatically records enemy info as you fight them, plus maps you can buy to fill out your world map. The pixel art style is pretty polished here, but you definitely do need to like this graphic style. That Dwarf Village has this cozy industrial vibe, with forges and stone buildings, while the temple areas get darker and more dangerous. The world has multiple biomes. There's the volcano area, forests, snowy mountains, and other elemental regions that you will visit. The exploration follows a Metroidvania structure, where getting new elements opens up previously blocked areas. For example, early on you will see brambles you can't burn, ice you can't melt, or gaps that you can't cross, because you lack the right ability. The game does encourage backtracking. After clearing a temple, you will want to revisit earlier areas with your new powers to find secrets you couldn't find before. The world feels interconnected with shortcuts that open up as you progress. The overworld has a decent amount of secrets tucked away. For example, the heart pieces work like in Zelda, where collecting 4 gives you an extra health container. There are also mana shards that increase your magic capacity, and also dozens of chests that contain mostly coins, but occasionally you will find health potions or equipment upgrades. Some of the secrets also require a more careful observation. For example, there are cracks in walls you can bomb, hidden paths behind objects, and chests visible but unreachable until you figure out the right approach. The world is dense enough that exploration feels rewarding. The minecart sections in the volcano area add some variety. The movement speed in general also feels good, not too slow, not too fast. The game does a solid job of naturally guiding you toward objectives without being overly hand-holdy. So the appeal here is straightforward. If you enjoyed Link's Awakening or Oracle of Seasons, then this one delivers the same dungeon crawling loop, with elemental magic layered on top. The pixel art is polished, the controls are pretty tight, and the world design encourages thorough exploration. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.